Sahih Al-Bukhari 3401, narrator Sayyid bin Jubair radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. I said to Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Nawfal al-Book claimed that Musa alayhi salam, the companion of Al-Khizr alayhi salam, was not Musa, the prophet of the children of Israel, but some other Musa. Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, Allah's enemy, i.e. Nawf, has told a lie. Ubay bin Ka'b told us that the Prophet sallallaho alaihi said, once Musa stood up and addressed Bani Israel, he was asked who was the most learned man among us the people. He said, I Allah admonished him, as he did not attribute absolute knowledge to him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to him, yes, at junction of the two seas, there is a slave of mine who is more learned than you. Musa alayhi salam said, oh my Lord, how can I meet him? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, take a fish and put it in a large basket, and you will find him at the place where you will lose the fish. Musa alayhi salam took a fish and put it in a basket and proceeded along with his servant boy Yusha bin Nun till they reached the rock where they laid their heads, i.e. they lay down. Musa slept, and the fish, moving out of the basket, fell into the sea. It took its way into the sea, straight as in a tunnel. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stopped the flow of water over the fish, and it became like an arch. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam pointed out this arch with his hand. They traveled the rest of the night, and the next day Musa alayhi salam said to his boy servant, give us our food, for indeed we have suffered much fatigue in this journey of ours. Musa alayhi salam did not feel tired till he crossed that place which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had ordered him to seek after. His boy servant said to him, do you know that when we were sitting near that rock, I forgot the fish, and none but Satan caused me to forget it to tell you about it, and it took its course into the sea in an amazing way. So there was a pause for the fish, and that astonished them. Musa alayhi salam said, that was what we were seeking after. So both of them retraced their footsteps till they reached the rock. There they saw a man laying covered with a garment. Musa alayhi salam greeted him, and he replied saying, how do people greet each other in your land? Musa alayhi salam said, I am Musa. The man asked, Musa of Bani Israel? Musa alayhi salam said, yes, I have come to you so that you may teach me from those things which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught you. He said, O Musa alayhi salam, I have some of the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught me, and which you do not know. Why you have some of the knowledge of Allah which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taught you, and which I do not know? Musa alayhi salam asked, may I follow you? He said, but you will not be able to remain patient with me, for how can you be patient about things which you will not be able to understand? Musa alayhi salam said, you will find me if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so will truly patient, and I will not disobey you in aught. So both of them set out walking along the sea shore. A boat passed by them, and they asked the crew of the boat to take them on board. The crew recognized Al-Khizr alayhi salam, and so they took them on board without fear. When they were on board, the boat of a sparrow came and stood on the edge of the boat and dipped its back once or twice into the sea. Al-Khidr alayhi salam said to Musa, O Musa alayhi salam, my knowledge and your knowledge have not decreased Allah's knowledge except as much as this sparrow has decreased the water of the sea with its beak. Then suddenly Al-Khidr alayhi salam took an adze and plucked a plank, and Musa alayhi salam did not notice it till he had plucked a plank with the adze. Musa alayhi salam said to him, what have you done? They took us on board, charging us nothing, yet I have intentionally made a hole in their boat so as to drown its passengers. Verily you have done a dreadful things. Al-Khidr alayhi salam replied, did I not tell you that you would not be able to remain patient with me? Musa alayhi salam replied, do not blame me for what I have forgotten, and do not be hard upon me for my fault. So the first excuse of Musa alayhi salam was that he had forgotten. When they had left the sea, they passed by a boy playing with other boys. Al-Khidr alayhi salam took hold of the boy's head and plucked it with his hand like this. Sufyan, the sub-narrator, pointed with his fingertips as if he was plucking some fruits. Musa alayhi salam said to him, have you killed an innocent person who has not killed any person? You have really done a horrible thing. Al-Khidr alayhi salam said, did I not tell you that you could not remain patient with me? Musa alayhi salam said, if I ask you about anything after this, don't accompany me. You have received an excuse from me. Then both of them went on till they came to some people of a village, and they asked its inhabitant for wood, but they refused to entertain them as guests. Then they saw therein a wall which was just going to collapse, and Al-Khidr alayhi salam repaired it just by touching it with his hands. Sufyan radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the sub-narrator, pointed with his hands, illustrating how Al-Khidr alayhi salam passed his hand over the wall upwards. Musa alayhi salam said, these are the people whom we have called on, but they neither gave us food nor entertained us as guests, yet you have repaired their wall. If you had wished, you could have taken wage for it. Al-Khidr alayhi salam said, this is the parting between you and me, and I shall tell you the explanation of those things on which you could not remain patient. The Prophet sallallaho wasallam added, we wish that Musa alayhi salam could have remained patient by virtue of which Allah might have told us more about this story. Sufyan, the sub-narrator, said that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, may Allah bestow his mercy on Musa alayhi salam. If he had remained patient, could have been told further about their case. Like and subscribe my channel for more of these videos. Allah bless you. Allah Hafiz.